Hello, I'm Katie and welcome to the first episode of Property Powwow. Today I'm going to try and give you a little bit of insight into me and a bit of background as to why I felt the pull to set up Property Powwow. So I was going to do a Q&A session, but then I realised that was a bit fake and a bit false. So I thought I'm just going to come on here, just going to chat to you and see how it goes. So I've always been inspired by other people's podcasts. Recently, I've been inspired by the Davina McCall real life scenario, and I thought, do you know what? Maybe I could do something like that with Property Powwow. I've realised over the years that a property journey is very, very lonely, and I want to enable people to meet with other investors, whether they're experienced or whether they're starting out. I want to welcome newcomers to the industry to come along to group to find out how to get started, because the property industry is absolutely incredible. It's like no other industry I've been involved with before. Everyone is so welcoming, it's not competitive, and everyone just has a desire to help each other. So there are lots of people that have come along that have made their mark in the property world and are willing to share the information that they have and are welcoming newcomers to take the reins, so to speak. So they're approaching retirement potentially, or they've reached their goals and everyone wants to see everyone else do well. So that's another reason why I love networking groups. I never realised this until I got settled into networking. Initially I walked into the room and it was like, oh my goodness, I'm in such a male-dominated space. I'm not going to fit in. I don't know nothing. I really am so inexperienced. What are people going to think of me? But to be honest, just going into the room is a massive step in itself. And the minute you go into a room, you do find that you're welcome, even if you feel like you're in a little cliquey group of the people you're sat with and you don't really interact with other tables. It is such a welcoming environment. But what I'm trying to create with Property Powwow is I don't want people to feel worried walking in or, oh, who am I going to sit with? You know, back when you were a youngster and it was like you were waiting to be called in the for a team selection for a game for maybe hockey or netball or maybe football. It probably worked the same for men as well as it did for us ladies. And I was like, oh, pick me, don't leave me to be the last person. And that's exactly what I don't want to bring out. I don't want people to feel like that when they come along to my group. So what gives me the right to set up a property networking group? Well, I've been involved with property for 20 plus years. It's probably only in the last 5-6 years that I've really delved into it in more detail and got my learning up. I've done really probably expensive mentoring courses, if I'm honest, but it has enabled me to be able to hold a conversation when it comes to various strategies such as commercial conversions, assisted sales, rent to rent, BRR, which is buy, refurbish, refinance, HMOs, and a whole host of other categories as well. And I just think knowledge is power. So I want to pass that knowledge on to other people. And trust me, I will never be the expert in the room when it comes to a networking group. There are people with so much more knowledge than what I've got. But what I'm hoping to do is, I think of it as the conductor of the orchestra or the facilitator to pull in people for the conversations. Those of you who know me back from my Slimming World days as a consultant in Medwave, which I did for 7 years, and I ran a very successful group. I feel that my strength is motivating people, supporting people and inspiring people to be the best that they can for themselves. And I'm hoping to bring that to the table. Now, on the other side of it, people who've known me from networking groups up until recently will know me as the quiet person in the networking group, the person that just sits there and just chats to the people beside me, connecting but not really putting myself out there, so to speak. And that's probably because of the journey I've been on, and that's such a cliche word, since being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So those of you who know me will know that I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was 27. That was over 20 years ago, but I've had episodes ever since, so from before then, when I was 15 onwards. And when I got diagnosed, I was actually ended up going off on an income protection scheme from my employer because they there was so many issues in the job environment I was in, it was a very high pressured global business and tight deadlines, and really it just wasn't conducive to managing a chronic condition. But as a result, it really knocked me for six, and I felt really surplus for requirements when I was told about this option that I had available to me. I actually thought, oh my goodness, I'm in that wheelchair before it's happened. Oh my goodness, what have I got to offer to the world? And that's possibly where Slimming Well came into play, because it started to boost my confidence, and it started to make me realise there's still something I can give back to society, even if the MS takes a hold. Some of you will remember that when I had my relapse 2 years ago, I was struggling to walk, I was struggling to hold a cup. I still have sort of long tail issues, but for the most part, I make the most of my life. I absolutely thoroughly enjoy setting up this business, working in property, creating the lifestyle I wanted. So I wanted to be the best mum I could be and be able to be there for my teenagers. And also, I have a lovely little dog, which you'll probably meet on one of these podcasts at some point. And she is the reason I am walking again after 2 years ago when that relapse happened. Without her, I wouldn't have that determination and repetition of walking every day. I may not walk properly and I may not walk without a limp, but I am walking and I am enjoying it. I want people to come along, find out information. Yes, there might be a speaker that will do 20 minutes, and if you like what they're saying, let's set you up to do a Zoom call or an online meeting where you can find out more. But there's no hard sell in my groups whatsoever, or the groups whatsoever. I want to encourage a growth mindset. There's so many courses that you can get for free on YouTube that there possibly isn't a need to do some expensive courses anymore. Let's start with the knowledge base, get the knowledge base up, and the rest will come along with the help of a networking group. The courses on their own aren't enough to get people up and running and being completely successful. You need more than that, in my experience. So regardless of how you feel, make yourself come along. Just walk through that door on that first time. You can book your tickets in advance, and so it's almost like, yes, this is what I'm going to do, and come along and meet everybody. You'll be met even with a beaming smile from me and my lovely helper Tamsin, and I think my son is possibly coming along on the first night as well. He's doing his QS degree at Reading University and he's in this first year, and I'm trying to get him into this. And he said the other day to me on Mother's Day, Mum, thank you for helping me create a growth mindset. And as a parent, you feel like you've absolutely succeeded in life when you've done that. So come along, it'd be really nice to chat to everyone. If you do want to ask me any questions, feel free to reach out. So the first group is shown behind me. It's on the 13th of April at 6:30, from 6:30 to 9 p.m. It's at Christine House in London Road, Rainham, postcode there. I'm going to pop a link down below. I've never said that before, it's quite exciting, but I'm hoping to see lots of you there, and I can't wait to get this journey started together.